like me, when you think of the Dominican Republic, you think all-inclusive resorts, sunshine, maybe even great baseball. But here I am in Santiago, driving around in a van, looking at this city where 30% of the population lives below the poverty line. 25% never graduate high school. The struggle, the darkness is all around. And yet in the middle of that darkness is a bright light called GO Ministries.
In Dominican Republic, you have different needs. We have some communities that parents struggle to feed their kids. But then we have other communities where people struggle to be able to pay for their kids' educations. Other communities struggle to buy medicine. What GO Ministry does here in the Dominican Republic is gets behind the vision of the local leaders and push them forward to see how they can meet the needs of those people in the community. We have a lot of parents that struggle to buy food to the kids, and the pastor and the leaders of the church become kind of like the father figure for those kids. The kids are walking around, with no supervision. They get abused, they get used by the adults to sell drugs, and that's where we try to come in. How? With education, keeping them busy in good sports activities, whatever we can try to do to get them out of selling drugs or not eating, we're gonna try to do it. The key element that the ministry used was each pastor saw a different need in different community, So like we had a pastor that say, my community, I would like to feed the kids because the kids are not eating. Let's use that to connect with that community. So little by little, we started just branching out in different communities, and then we started finding people that were passionate about sports.
One of the reasons the GO Ministries do sport is to try to change the culture in the island, and also to try to have like the next generation of leaders. We have an excellent kid here that's been with GO for many years, and now we see in him like kind of like a leader potential. He's 17. He started with GO when he was like 11, 10 years old, and we've been seeing the development in his life, not only in sport but in a spiritual way. Every time that he played, he tried to represent Jesus. And sometimes if he's not a baseball player to go to college or play baseball, he can be a leader, and he can keep training kids and teach them what we teach to him.
We have over 400 kids involved in sports. And right now the kids are coming thinking about being a professional baseball player or thinking about going to the NBA. But what they don't know is that they're coming and it's a training ground, because we're teaching them about the Bible. We're teaching them skills so they can have a job if they don't make it in sports. And through that, it's like they are seeing something that is helping them to be better men in the future.
In everything they do, and not only in the sport, but in everything. If they're gonna be a dad, be a good dad, be a good husband, be a good leader in every word. It's hard in the beginning, but with the time, they're gonna remember some word that we tell them, and they're gonna try to apply it in their life.
GO Ministries is passionate about planting churches all throughout the Dominican Republic. They have this crazy vision to see 1,000 churches planted in just 10 years. The leader of that vision is a guy named Elvis Batista. Coming to a GO Ministries sport camp as a young kid, he had dreams to play baseball in the major leagues, yet Elvis was impacted by a coach in a way that changed his life forever. After suffering an injury that prevented him from pursuing his dreams in sports, God placed a calling on his life that he couldn't deny. Driven with a passion to see everyone experience the love and redemption of Jesus Christ, Elvis leads GO Ministries' ambitious church planting movement today.
Plantar iglesia es algo simple, pero no es fácil. Los principios están ahí en la Biblia, y es discipular a otros, enseñar a discipular a personas y enseñarle a discipular a otras personas. Yo creo que Dios desde niño me estaba preparando para ser un plantador de iglesia. Dios está utilizando toda la pasión que el deporte me dio para plantar iglesias ahora en su reino.
He's like, you know what? I want to start this church in the neighborhood that I grew up on. On day one, he was preaching on the pulpit, and he said, listen up, this community is going to have 11 churches in different locations. And that same Sunday, he introduced two of his apprentices to the rest of the congregation. And he said, in a year, I'm either gonna be going somewhere else or I'm gonna be sending one of these two. So basically, from day one, his congregation knew what was happening.
Discipulado y misión, haciendo misiones en las comunidades donde Dios nos ha llevado, multiplicándonos en otros líderes y discipulando a las personas es la base para nosotros plantar 1000 iglesias en lo que resta de los 10 años.
As I think about this past week here in the Dominican Republic, I have so enjoyed spending time with warriors. Warriors that have the same DNA of Kensington. It's all about receive from God and then go. Receive the love of God in our lives. It compels us to go and take that love to all those around us. It has been a joy. They're not about themselves, they're about reaching others with the kingdom, whether it's through a medical clinic, whether it's through nutrition and feeding people, the poor, whether it's using the avenue of sport to reach little boys and girls for Christ. I was that little boy on a ball diamond that somebody reached me with the gospel and didn't just give it to me, but poured into me that I would someday be a leader. And here I am sitting in the Dominican as a leader that was reached the same way this ministry, GO Ministries, is reaching people here, changing literally the world. It's such a joy to be with people. It's not about us. It's about what God can do in us and then through us to change the world one person at a time.
Mi nombre es Alvin y mi sueño es ser doctor.
Mi nombre es Silvia y me gustaría ser pediatra y ayudar a las personas huérfanas.
Mi nombre es Oliver y quiero ser forense.
Mi nombre es Jeremy González y mi sueño es jugar con Boston.
Mi nombre es Elizabeth Joseph. Mi sueño es ser doctora en un futuro, poder ayudar a los enfermos y aprender a jugar fútbol y ser una profesional.
Mi nombre es Luis y quiero ser ingeniero.
Mi nombre es Caroline Díaz Díaz y mi sueño es ayudar a las personas que no tienen un hogar y no tienen familia.
As you and I think about year-end giving, there'll be a lot of ask, a lot of different ways to spend our money this Christmas time. I challenge you and invite you to make a gift that's eternal. You give a gift to Kensington at year-end, that money doesn't just stay here. Some of it stays here. A lot of it goes to impact the world through ministries like GO, through putting wells in Africa, through hospitals in India. Your gift, my gift, literally will change hundreds of thousands of lives through our global partners. And so with no apology, I invite you, I actually challenge you, do something eternal with your money this Christmas. Seriously, give a gift that will change lives forever. Join me, let's go. Let's do this together.